I think this has been what is so frightening about a genocide being live streamed for the first time in history. And especially growing up in Europe, where you hear a lot about the Second World War and a lot about the Holocaust and how awful it was and how, you know, never again, also World War One, never again. And it's happening. And look, there it goes again. And not only is it going again, it's going again and being directly supported and funded by these major quote unquote liberal democracies. We can see that. Hundreds of thousands are out on the street protesting it and have been for the 14 months that it's occurring. And yet nothing is happening. The ICC put out arrest warrants for Netanyahu, and a bunch of those democracies, including, you know, our neighbor France, said, yeah, no, we're not going to arrest him though if he comes here. So like, how important is it that we all quote unquote like wake up? You know, what's the next step?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a good question. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows. It's unprecedented. I don't think we've had this moment of clarity and awakening in a general sense ever, at least not in my life. The only previous experience I've had, which was maybe a little bit similar, was the war in Iraq in 2003, when we were lied to about weapons of mass destruction. And there was a massive popular campaign to stop the war before it happened, which didn't succeed. But I actually think that it was different, like, because I don't think the whole system was questioned in the same way that people are questioning now. Because firstly, the attack on Iraq, up to 1 million people died, but it wasn't genocidal in intention, I don't think. Bush and Blair talked about it in very nice terms. Obviously, it was rubbish, but they said, we want to spread freedom and democracy. We want to get rid of this tyrant, blah, blah, blah. It was all couched in the mythologies and ideologies we talked about. But this one is not. Yoav Gallant went on TV, said, oh, we're dealing with human animals, which is something you'd hear like the Stürmer in Nazi Germany. And we're going to withdraw all water, food and electricity from 2.3 million people, including 1 million kids. And then you're seeing kids being blown up every day and just mass starvation campaigns, and all backed, not only just backed in complicity, but participated in the case of the US and UK. As you say, like the ICCOS France, the whole of international law is just exposed as bullshit and a tool of imperialism if the countries that are basically signatories aren't going to enforce it. As I say, I don't know what impact that's going to have in the long term. My feeling is it's going to have a huge impact.